E aí, rapaziada que tá ligadaça na Stay Rock Brasil. Hoje estamos aqui com a banda punk rock Bad Religion. E melhor ainda, Brian and Jay. How are you guys?
Great.
Why are you here?
It is a good question. Why are you here?
I'm working. Why are you here?
I think I'm on vacation.
That works. That works.
Guys, first of all, welcome to Stay Rock Brazil, and thanks for this interview as well.
Yeah, thanks.
The band has been on the road for like a long time, since 1980, right?
Give or take, yeah.
What is the secret for such success?
I think the main secret is to not stop doing it. That's our success is based on momentum and repetition. I highly recommend it for any of you young bands out there. Oh, that and the songs, good songs too.
Yeah, write really good songs.
Yeah.
And have a great singer.
Yeah. We don't write songs, so we can say that.
Have a great songwriter and a great singer. And then get a great guitar player.
No.
See how this all works?
That's not important.
See, who's the smart guy here? Me. I'm the smart one.
Well said and done. You guys have been like pretty much for the past 30 years together, right?
I'd say. I mean, I've been in for 25, but that's a long time.
Yeah, I think that to look at the incarnation that is now pretty much started in 2001. I think that when Brett came back and the songwriting team of Greg and Brett was complete and Brian was in the band, and it allowed us to really sort of expand musically. So I think that everything that you see and hear now of us started in 2001. Yeah. And before that, it was a mix of when Brian was in the band and Brett was out, and then before Brian, when Brett was in the band. That was sort of one phase.
All roads lead to Brian, apparently.
All roads.
So you see, I'm actually the measure by which they established the eras of Bad Religion, which I'm flattered. Thank you.
That's when we got better.
Yes, that's nice.
And guys, one thing here, I was very curious because I just found out about a few days ago. There is a little thing happened in Colorado in the school where like a kid was wearing a Bad Religion t-shirt, was kind of banned from come to school, and then it's a court thing.
It's kind of normal.
Yeah, that happens a lot. The Crossbuster logo is still pretty provocative, and actually I think it's great when a kid gets banned from school for that. It just makes him matter.
And then he gets to go home and watch TV, like the rest of us.
Or her, of course. It's not just guys.
Yeah.
Women can be banned too for wearing the Crossbuster.
But I mean, we live what? We don't live like in the first century. And
oh, well, you know we do, because we live in America right now, and the current administration is doing everything they can do to make sure that it is the 13th century. So there'll be more of this till we clean up this mess.
Oh God!
I'm getting a suit of armor. It's gonna be awesome.
Like pikes.
Gosh, because when I watched that thing on YouTube, and I was like, I can't believe it. Come on! I mean, kids come to school. I mean, you could be with any bands, you know. And then they're like, oh, you cannot come because you wear a Bad Religion t-shirt.
Yeah.
It's a little more distractive than a Weezer shirt, and I mean the thing about school that I understood, because I got kicked out a lot, was that when you have blue hair, when you wear torn up clothes, you are a distraction to the other students. So I got told that a lot. I got sent home permanently.
I used to as well.
Yeah, it wasn't like come back tomorrow. It was like you can just go home and never come back.
I too was expelled from high school. Just not a badge of honor. I'm just saying.
Staying cool.
I was not successful in completing my studies at the institution in which I began them.
Oh my gosh, these guys are wild.
Yeah, we're wild.
Guys, I'm not alone here. As a musicians, which band inspired you guys?
Back then or now?
Back then. when you guys like, oh, let's form a band because?
That's a good question. Way back then, I mean, my first band that made original music I was 15, and I just was very influenced right then by punk, by the Clash, Sex Pistols, but I also really liked AC/DC. They were huge to me, and if you listen to the really, the first 4 or 5 years of AC/DC, it is not slick. It is really raw, and I love the way the guitars sound. I kind of still play a little bit like Malcolm and a little Angus, so those were big. So you combined it all into one, and it became this punk rock version for me.
Yeah, I think same for us. I think West Coast guys were Clash and Ramones, but we had the Germs, which was a West Coast original punk rock band, and Darby was super smart, and the lyrics were great, and I think that sort of set the tone for what was possible lyrically in punk rock. And looking back, I think that, obviously, like, I tell people that I was alive before punk rock, so there was no, punk rock was Iggy and MC5, that kind of stuff. So those were big influences, kind of getting us to where we wanted to play in punk rock bands, and not because we just weren't good enough to be in Queen.
Still aren't, by the way. We're still not good enough to be in Queen. I've seen them. Well, three. No, half of them actually. It's like two. Two guys.
No, I've never seen them.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I saw the movie though.
Oh yeah.
Nice movie.
That was a fun one.
That was a nice movie. Yeah.
Nice movie.
It was enjoyable.
Films are good.
Yeah.
Guys, now talking about the album, Age of Reason.
Yeah.
How you guys came up with this title?
The title is from one of Greg's songs, which has the same name, Age of Unreason.
Shocking.
And I think it's really it's a familiar Bad Religion play on words, but also it really describes what we are living in globally now. Is that this is, it seems that sanity has really gone by the wayside, and there's a lot of confusion all over the world.
Unfortunately, yeah.
So, that's kind of our job, is to address these issues, and I think we've managed to do a pretty good one this time.
Yeah, I mean, I listened to the whole album, and I was like, gosh, you guys didn't step on the brake at all to deliver what you guys want to say, or people should listen to, especially as nowadays.
Yeah. Well, the beauty of being a band for this long is that we're not trying to win any new friends, and we're not trying to sell anything to anybody. What we're doing is playing songs that we enjoy and singing about things we think are important. So it's kind of what you get. There's no, you don't have to, there's no idea that you're trying to shape your message for any reason. The reason is it needs to be there.
It's true. It's very, very true. Like, as I said before, especially like nowadays with this government, especially like the United States and Brazil as well, with this crazy.
Yeah, your guy's not happening
either.
either.
President, whatever it is, going nuts, and I mean, bands like you guys and other bands, like, for example, there's a band in Brazil called Ratos do Porão. They're very, the lyrics are really like, hey, open your eyes, see what's going on, because it's so easy for the media. Nowadays you say, it's like this, like that, and people like to be driven by it.
Yeah.
And still talking about the album, who produced and how was the process of making it? I can start with Jay.
Well, Brett, Greg, and Carlos were the producers on it. I'm not sure how they got credited on it, but that's how we saw it. I know that in speaking with Brett over the years between True North and now, there was a lot of conversation about not really needing to make a record because we had a lot of songs, and I think we felt that we'd said everything that we could. And about 2 years ago, Greg started writing just based on traveling and things that he was experiencing. And about a year ago, Brett started writing as well, and they were both writing because of current affairs. And as Brian said, it was an artistic reaction to what's happening globally. It was an artistic reaction to feeling like we're slipping from a stage of reason and into insanity. And as has been said, insanity is the process of repeating the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. We've already all gone down this path many times. And to be back here again in 2019 is exactly why this album happened.
Brian?
Oh, what he said.
Exactly.
I'm with him on this.
And how long took this album to get together? Approximately, like.
The songwriting was kind of long and sporadic, but once the fuse was lit, once it was, we're going to make a record.
3 weeks.
It was pretty quick. Yeah, it was pretty quick.
Yeah.
There was in all honesty, there was kind of a false start where we all flew out to LA, recorded a couple of songs, kicked around some stuff, and then we all went home. And
well, actually, we had to go play shows.
Yeah, and then it just was like, this is exactly the time frame. This is what we're going to do, and we went in and it was done.
Yeah.
Interesting, because usually like bands that take like 1 year, sometimes 2 years, sometimes even 3.
Yeah, why? Why would you fuck around that long?
I mean, I understand writing material, or maybe just working on crafting your songs. I don't understand being in the studio for that long. In my opinion, it's like you're beating the songs. You're just beating the songs into the ground, and they're just like, okay, so now what? You spent 6 months recording a song. It's like, it doesn't sound like it has any life to me.
I hear you.
Maybe it works for the Trans-Siberian Orchestra because there's a lot going on. But I mean, as far as like us and Sepultura, just do it.
Yeah, I think that we just in the most humble way, we don't really know any better. I mean, anytime we try to do something long, like, oh, let's take our time with this, we just end up doing it in a day and then sitting around saying, well, I don't know why we would want to do anything more. We're done.
True.
Gosh, you guys are like very fast workers.
Yeah.
I wish like some other bands could have done the same, like back in the 90s. Okay, not 3 years to complete one album, but just, hey, a month, okay guys, here we go.
It'd be nice.
If you think about it, most bands have their first record. It takes them a while to write all that material, and if that first record is popular, they don't have that luxury of that time frame to make their next record, right? They don't have the years to build up a soundtrack and songs that they've recorded or played live a bunch of times. So I get that bands want to take their time to build up an album's worth of material. I just don't understand being in the recording process for so long.
Yes.
It's
I hear you. And guys, also about the tour, because you guys touring the album at the moment, right?
Yeah, for sure.
The tour starts when and where?
Well, I guess it technically started over here in Europe. What was our first show?
Munich.
In Munich.
That was the day the record was released.
The record, yeah. And we're going to be touring. We're finishing up our first run here in Europe, and we're going to spend a lot of time in the States, where we haven't really played as much as we would like. And we have, there's so much time. This is the record is out now, but we're going to be touring this record for all of 2020 as well. So we're going to go everywhere we always go, and hopefully places we've never been. But we'll definitely be in South America. We're going to Australia for the first time in a while. We really we love just the experience of touring is so rich and great for us because we've done it for so long, and we just know how to do it. It feels great, and I love coming to familiar places now that I know how to get around. And we have friends everywhere now because we've been coming to Brazil since 1993. So I have friends I've known. Think of how long that is. I have friends there now who I see every time, who I met 26 years ago. It's crazy. So it's wonderful.
And any plans for this tour to stretch to South America this year still, or maybe next year? Brazil specifically.
It would definitely be next year, just because we're packed up until the end of this year, but definitely next year.
Yeah, there's a super tiny window that we're working on right now. It's not likely, but next year is
for sure. No, we're going because we love being there and people love us, so that's why we go.
I love us.
Well, that's your problem.
That is my problem.
I mean, it would be lovely to see Bad Religion in Brazil next year.
It's always great. It's going to be awesome.
Lovely. Any chances of playing old songs tonight, like this one or two, like from the 80s?
What about like a whole album? Can we do that?
You guys are the bosses of the stage.
We are the bosses.
Yeah. We play old stuff every show, always. It's really important that we represent all of our eras. Tonight, it's funny you said that, because we're going to be playing the entire No Control album from beginning to end. I guess maybe as an encore or whenever we feel like it, because it came out 30 years ago, so thought it'd be kind of fun to play it the whole way through without stopping. It's not that long.
24 minutes.
It's a challenge.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Wait for that.
Yeah.
Guys, I know you guys have to go. Number one, thank you guys a lot. Jay,
Thanks for having
Brian,
us.
thank you so much, because you guys are on my bucket list, I mean, I was like, I have interviewed lots of bands, but Bad Religion was the one, like, I must interview these guys. I mean, I grew up listening to you guys, so.
Well, hope you dig it.
Thank you so much, guys.
No worries.